Thank you, Mr. Chair. Sue Kraul, the proud principal of W.T.Moore, great elementary school here in our district. She does a fantastic job, and we welcome you, Sue. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. We are so excited to be here tonight. In fact, we volunteered to be the first school to be showcased for the new school board year. So I'd like to thank the superintendent and school board members for the opportunity tonight to share with you a dynamic program that we have at W.T.Moore. And I have with me tonight my assistant principal, Mrs. Carrie Anderson, as well as my media specialist, Mrs. Heather Garcia, and her daughter, Hema. And you'll notice we're wearing leis tonight, and Miss Hema, along with the help from Mrs. Anderson, is going to ask you to join us in an adventure that we're about to embark on this year. So please don your lei when it's presented to you. Thank you. We have a book club program at W.T.Moore that encourages students to read. The superintendent has challenged Leon County School students to actually read 1 million books this year. And 1 million is a huge number. But I have absolutely no doubt that Leon County School students will actually meet and exceed that challenge. And at W.T.Moore, we are up for that challenge. Our book club theme this year is Aloha, which is the reason you have your leis on tonight. Mrs. Garcia will come forward in a minute and give you all the details on how wonderful that is. Many of you may be aware of the Principal's Challenge that we do in the spring of every year at W.T.Moore. It's a highly anticipated event. It's also available for viewing on YouTube, if you'd care to Google us, as well as on the Leon County Schools School Network. So it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Heather Garcia, and we invite you to join us on this Million Book Challenge that the superintendent has given us. So thank you, and again, we appreciate this opportunity. Mrs. Garcia?
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for having us here, Mr. Superintendent and the board members. We're here tonight to talk about celebrating literacy at W.T.Moore, and that's something that apparently was happening before I got there. I've been the media specialist for 4 years, but I hear we're going on 10 years of the Principal's Challenge, and there has been things going on at W.T.Moore such as kissing a horse, silly string, they've been rock stars. Someone played a trumpet, a principal played a trumpet. They've done decade dances, and this is where I jump in. We've had a Heroes Book Club where Mrs. Kraul came out in the full regalia of Wonder Woman. We had a travel book club where Mrs. Kraul dressed up as Dorothy and went up in the air in a hot air balloon. We had a rocker book club where she came out in full Kiss regalia with her face painted looking like Gene Simmons. And last year we did the Safari book club, and so we did the What Does the Fox Say as our big culminating dance. And this year, like Mrs. Kraul said, it is the Aloha Club. I just want to tell you a little something about why we do the book clubs. Not only is it amazing to see the students come down when they're so excited and they get their medallions. My daughter has hers on tonight. You get a medallion when you join your first club, and then you get to add pins when you read each additional genre. But that's the main reason we do it, is because there are so many books in the library, and to encourage the students to explore all of the genres this year, with the Aloha letters, there's 6 different genres. The first one is animals, so they can read any book about any animal and report on it. The next one would be L for Look at Dewey, which is any book in the Dewey Decimal System, which is a lesson in itself, is the Dewey Decimal System. And the O will be Out of This World, or fantasy books, and we decided to add a little scary in there too, because the kids love to read the scary books. The H is represented with the humor. Everyone likes to laugh, and that's what we like to do at W.T.Moore. And so the humor is a big part of our book club. Then we move on to All About People and Places, which could be any biographies that we have, or any of the locales, or countries, states, or regions. And the last one we have is an exclamation point. That's something different this year. The students will get to choose whatever book they'd like to fill the category. And the way that the students achieve is, after they've read 10 books in any particular genre, they get to come down to the media center, and sometimes they run with their stamp sheet, and they get to get their whatever letter of whichever genre they've completed. So it's really, really marvelous to see the students coming down. It's just fantastic. Like I said, they get rewarded with medallions and stamps and pins along the way. So their faces and their expression of pride when they come down to complete their book clubs really says a lot. So, and the teacher cooperation is key. Teachers, administration, everyone, they're all on board. So it's wonderful. It's a great environment to have the students' success in reading across the genres. So that's all I have to say. I would encourage you to look us up on YouTube. Mrs. Kraul was talking with Mr. Lee earlier, and evidently we're a worldwide thing. We've been seen in the Philippines and in Vietnam, so check us out at W.T.Moore. Aloha.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for the race.
Mr. Chair.
Mr. Crumpler.
Yeah, I just have a quick thank you in my effort to always try to encourage parents to get involved in their kids' education. For those parents that might be watching this boring school board meeting, turn off the TV, grab your child, grab a book, set an example. Kids follow our behaviors, our driving behaviors. I was at a press conference today for driving in Tallahassee. So I'm reminded of that. I'm reminded of my mother who was a retired media specialist, by the way. And I heard something today, I don't know if y'all heard this, but I heard it on NPR, I think it was over the weekend. The new Polytech University library will have no hard copy books in the library. Have you heard that? No. That's a sad, sad day. And I know that we are steadily moving that way, but I'm always hopeful that, at least in our district, we'll have some books on a shelf.
So,
With a card catalog where
Okay, now
At
let's not
least.
push it.
maybe, but teach the skill of grabbing a book, a hardbound book, and sitting in a chair or sitting out underneath an oak tree and reading a book. So
Absolutely. Well said.
just wanted to bring that up. Thank you.
And be sure to let us know when you have your event. I was there. I remember KISS. I remember the hot air balloon. A few of the others. It's quite a finale when we do that. So thank you so much for what you do. So and thank you all for being here tonight. And again, thank you for doing our pledge tonight and joining us at our board meeting.
Gemma.
Okay.